Okay, so now for the actual rosary itself, putting it together, first thing I use is fishing line, and I use the 15-pound fishing line. If you use thicker than that, you're going to have some problems because, well, I'll explain it to you later as I'm finishing up, but it creates problems that sometimes you can't overcome, and then the rosary is ruined. So that's why I don't go over 15 pounds for the fishing line. When you measure your fishing line, you're going to go out arm's length. You're going to open your arms wide, like as wide as they can go, like from side to side, like Jesus on the cross. And then you're going to take it from there and do it one more time. So two, what I call arm's length across, but it's both arms. After you measure that, you'll clip it. I use just nail clippers to clip my string. It's the easiest thing, and it gives you a nice clean cut. Then you're going to pick your colors of beads, and I put them in a great big bowl, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So you're going to pick your beads and put them in a great big bowl so that you can work with them. Before you start with your, I use a 6-point or a 6 millimeter bead for my Hail Marys, and I use a 8-point or 8 millimeter bead for my Our Father beads, or Glory Be, whatever one. And the other thing that you're going to need is some clippers that look sort of like this. And again, you can order them from Amazon. You can usually buy a set of them for about $5. They're not very expensive. Okay, and so that's basically what you're going to need to get started on your actual rosary. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out my string. And then after I cut it, we'll get started, and I'll show you how you start the rosary. After I start it, I'm going to go ahead and, I think you'll get the idea, and you can take it from there. Then I'll do another video that'll show you how you end the rosary. And that's probably the most, I wouldn't say time consuming, but it's difficult. So you're going to take that middle or center or pendant that you fixed up. Remember, the bottom of your pendant is where that loop should be. If you use this kind of pendant, the loop should be at the bottom. And right here you have these 2 top hooks on this particular pendant. Every pendant that you look at, you're going to look at it for the purpose of what you're doing. So if you're making a necklace, you don't need little rings. But if you're making rosaries, you need places to tie. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the string, and you're going to put it through one of the loops. Doesn't matter which loop you do first. And you're going to pull it out, and I'd say 18 inches probably of excess to make your knot. So you have 18 inches on one side and the rest of your arm's length on the other. So the other side is much longer. And you're going to pull it, and you're going to just tie it like you're tying a shoelace. And then you're going to knot, take a second tie, just like you're knotting a shoelace. And you just pull it as tight as you can. I like to kind of catch the knot with my fingers, like right there, and just push that everything tight. Those beads are going to do your work for you. The knots are never going to untie because they can't go anywhere with the beads and the pendant on both sides of them. Like I said, the short side, the 18-inch side, 18 inch to 2 feet, I would say 18 inches is probably enough. And you're going to, the first thing I do is the first beads I put is the beads that I use for my, I call it my little garnishment. And that first one's going to go right here onto the, right there, just like, you've seen the rosary I made for you. It goes just like that, and that's where we're starting. Then we're going to start, and I always make sure I have decided, it's really up to you how long each section of the rosary is. For instance, like, do you want 3 beads in between each of your Hail Mary beads, or do you want 4 beads in between? Today, I think I'm going to try 4. I usually use 3. At the very beginning, I put this, what I call my little embellishment, and then I like to put 8 beads after that. And I'm going to use silver. I'm going to be using silver and white for my middle beads. And those are seed beads, and they're 2 millimeters. So I put my 8 beads. And I use the bowl because that's what I do. I slide my beads on using the bowl's help. That's 5, 6, 7. It's time consuming, but I also find it a quiet time for my day. I have a lot of noise in my day. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so now we have our 8 beads. And then I'm going to be using white as well. So now I'm going to take one white bead. So that actually makes 9. But I'm doing that for a reason, and that's because I'm going to have a white bead on the side of each yellow, and I'm going to use my silver as what I call my rope bead, and then this is going to be my accent bead. So the white's going to go on each side of the yellow, and the silver's going to be... So we're going to go ahead and do the first decade, and after we do the first decade, then I'll let you finish your rosary, and then you can watch the video on how to finish up on the body of the rosary, and then we'll do the tail after that. So it'll be a few videos. I'm going to go ahead and stop this now, and then we'll start working on our decade. You know, as a matter of fact, let's just keep going. Let's just finish this on one video. Okay, so there you go. So now I decided that white's going to go on each side of my yellow beads and each side of my big green beads, which are going to be my Our Father beads. So I have to put another white one on the other side. The pattern is definitely up to you. It's kind of fun. And then I'm going to put 2 silver beads in the middle and then another white bead. So I'm going to use 4 beads each time. And my eyesight is not great. Sometimes I use my magnifying glass. I don't know if you can see my magnifying glass. Let's see if I can show it to you. There's my magnifying glass right there. You can't really see it. Let's see. And when I use my magnifying glass, I use it. You'll see later on why I really need it. And so I'll show you. But anyway, so there's 2 and then another white. And you're going to do that until you have all 10 of your first decade done. So like that. So here's my second bead, of my first decade. Okay, I got a little confusion down here, but here we go. So that's what it looks like so far. So you can see my pattern. Oh, it looks very pretty, I like it. Green, an accent, then I put 8, and then 1 white bead, then a white bead on the other side, 2 silver, a white bead. Now I'm gonna do white, 2 silver, white, all the way till the first decade's done. I'm going to start the video again when the first decade is done, and I'll show you what I do on that middle part. And so I hope this is helping.